this video, I'm putting a slight pause on my output till July, because I'm in the process of building an actual, like, studio set sort of thing here in town, where I hope to just have bands on all the time. You know, talking heavy metal, talking whatever, so, yeah, man, it's just taking a bunch of time doing all the shit that goes with something like that. Friggin' spackling, sanding, painting, so, yeah, next vid will look a lot different. Unless something crazy happens in music, in which case, see you right back here. But alright, here's some stuff I've gotten to listen to that's unreleased. The first of which, though, for all I know, you might have heard it too, since technically it accidentally leaked for a short period. The upcoming Sun Don't Shine song, formerly I Am, and the song is called Coming Down. It's very Silvertune, very Kenny Hickey, but I got a feeling if you like some of the obvious classic Depresso kings like Paradise Lost, Bride, Catatonia, you'll probably also love this, as I do. Or even if you don't listen to much of those bands, it's still an undeniably perfect song out of Sun Don't Shine. I'd describe it being closer to Cryptomnesia than Dreams Always Die with the Sun or the Promise song. Like, despite the way the video looks, it's just a lot colder and heavier like Crypto. What I love about this band is how true they are to the time period they were really noticed around. Like when Typo and Crowbar really became household names. So you take those guys as writing inspiration, put them all together, and suddenly it's 99 or 2000 again. The fucking problem for me, though, yeah, here's Spear getting personal for a sec, is that I already got, like, big associations and anchors attached to when I first heard Dreams and Cryptomnesia, and for a long time afterward, lots of things turned to shit. So I hear those songs now, and it reminds me of better times. But whatever, there's a light ahead for all of us, right? But isn't that kind of a statement about the music itself? Like, when a song can permeate so well, next thing you know, it ends up being the main soundtrack to your life, and like, what the hell am I even trying to say right now? I don't know, man. Ultimately, Coming Down's a genuinely awesome song that's a mid to slightly slower paced crusher, and where the riffs are fairly simple, Kenny's vocal almost plays the role of a lead guitar, just carving out more design and melody and stuff. Oh, and speaking of guitar, there's a really cool solo part where Kenny and Kirk, like, trade off, and I don't know, to me it kind of sounds like Kirk's really getting his Adrian Smith on. I don't know why I say that, but yeah, man, another 10 out of 10 from Sun Don't Shine. Oh shit, and the song will be out officially on the 25th, like this month, June. Alright, next up, out July 25th on BRC 30, Lost in Darkness and Distance from False Gods. Alright, this is a band whose sound you'd think would have them talking about stuff like the occult or the fucking devil or something, but instead the subject matter is more practical and real life. But talking about lyrics is boring compared to music, right? So if you're a fan of, say, Today is the Day, Anodyne, remember them? Perhaps Neurosis and Acid Bath, welcome back, then you should attach well to False Gods. Honestly, Lost in Darkness is the first of theirs I actually sat down and listened to, and it's that dissonant, sludgy, screamy type of stuff that's gonna fit really well as an opening slot on the upcoming Crowbar and I Hate God tour. You know who else I could see getting down with False Gods? Only Living Witness fans. I bet they'd appreciate this. If you like that kind of death doomy, sludgier guitared stuff that's really reverbed out, that, like, again, I feel like the only way to properly describe the strain I'm talking about is by mentioning its lyrics. Here you go. They're not so much focusing on death as they are the shittiness of right now. Like unfortunate stuff that's gone on in the singer's life. So you feel that in the melodies and drum patterns. Like there's a lot of hopelessness that comes through to the point where you kind of feel bad for the musicians, and or take comfort if you identify closely and it's like, hey, somebody else knows how I feel. That's nice to know. You know, I think this band originally came from the hardcore scene as opposed to popping out of the womb playing stuff that sounds like Disgorged California or something, because their brand of metal gets moodier sometimes, especially on the track Imposter, great example. So I guess, what? That's what happens when former hardcores take on sludge, right? You'll know what I mean when you hear them, so yeah, man, slower sounding, sludgy. One of the singers sounds like the guy from Tad, just put on Suffering in a Strange Land for evidence. Final note, this is a record this band made for themselves, I bet, and it was done probably to exorcise demons, so you ain't gonna hear Rock and Roll All Night or Toxic Waltz here. That means if you're looking for a bowl of cold borscht instead of pancakes, well shit, here's one of those albums. So yeah, yeah, dude, I have no doubt people that live their lives surrounded by depression but keep going on and use stuff like this for a warm blanket will love Lost in Darkness and Distance. Yeah, that's Lost in Darkness and shit. Lost in Darkness and Distance. That's what the album's called. Alright, and then finally, and actually this isn't unreleased anymore, but Silence Like the Grave, Paradise Lost, their latest single off the upcoming album Ascension, out September 19th on Nuclear Blast. And you know what? I think this is just a good song, plain and simple. It's definitely current incarnation Paradise Lost from like Medusa upward, although its groove does kind of remind me of stuff off Shades of God at times, like particularly Pity the Sadness, or the beat in Rapture off Gothic. It's got this rock kind of feel, but its intro riffs also do have that arguably southern type thing, which I was thinking about that. How it always seemed weird when you'd hear bands specifically from the UK playing songs that sounded like they could have been borrowed from somebody like Artemis Piledriver for a random southern example, or Sour Vein, and you'd have a band from England playing it, Orange Goblin or Shades of God era Paradise Lost. And then it hit me, I was like, wait a second, if that whole sound was heavily influenced by Ozzy Sabbath, well shit, where are they from? England, so of course they'd sound like that. I don't know. But yeah, so if you're like me and your favorite period of the band was from the first album up till Draconian, which I know Draconian's pretty different from Gothic, but you're gonna notice that this isn't that. But it's also not Host either. It's just a damn straight up rockin' Paradise Lost song with an infectious beat that ain't even anything necessarily crazy original either. But so what? Why does it need to be? Kinda sounds like the one in Seasons in the Abyss. And the bridge is sorta similar to Years of Death and Dying, Exodus off their latest album, like at least a melody. Hell, you know what? Yeah, why not? If you like Orange Goblin or Sacred Reich's most recent album, you'll probably dig this. Cause I'm talking about heavy metal that's just pretty straightforward, that doesn't require you to think a ton, like say a peer band, My Dying Bride, where you are really in for a journey on Songs of Darkness or Dreadful Hours. It'll be interesting to hear what the rest of the album sounds like, and if they keep the same formula used on this track, cause like, yeah, it's not the debut or Gothic, but it's still damn good. Like Master of Reality doesn't sound anything like Seventh Star, which doesn't sound much like Eternal Idol, but I still love the piss out of those albums, so ultimately you just got a very high quality, tried and tested heavy metal band, minus a few bouts of experimentation in other genres, but point blank, if you're a fan of simple, not too complex heavy metal, Silence Like the Grave checks all the boxes for a good song, man. So alright, there you go, dude, there's some bullshit for you. Like I said, this will probably be the last video that looks like this, and everything forward will be in the new space. I'm just grinding hard in the meantime to try and get it set up and stuff, unless also, like I said, something crazy happens that calls for spewing, but I don't know. So okay, maniacs, I am out of here. Time to go sand some walls. If you did like this video, cool, maybe you can give it a thumbs up. Or if you just like hearing somebody bullshit about heavy metal, then lead Dorian your ass right into that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Concrete Spew. But until then, stay crazy, my friends.